It's TCU week, and time for my Sunday questions, when I ask now the questions I think I would ask on Sunday if I hadn't seen the game on Saturday. And evidently it's time for the media to diss West Virginia once again. I don't mind being the underdog, but we're hearing the same old crap about, well, Texas Tech just really isn't as good as we thought, and it's not because West Virginia is better than we thought. So, screw the media, screw some of the fans. And first question is actually for some of the fans. Are you still upset that the defensive line doesn't have any returning stars? Have you noticed that these guys are playing like stars and like up-and-coming stars? And they are playing like a team. I know some of you don't think that matters. Team, teamwork, culture, family, playing for each other. These things matter. And it's part of why the defense is playing so well. So enjoy it. Especially since I'm afraid some of it may not last as long as we'd like. Defensive line, I'm happy with. I'm still worried about the depth at linebacker, and with the injuries, the depth at defensive back. And that's the defense overall, and I think especially the defensive backfield, has been playing with a big-time chip on their shoulder. They've got that extra fuel burning. But when you burn the fuel that fast, it runs out sooner. Can they keep it going? How big a tank have these guys got? As long as they can play with this intensity, they're going to be good. When the intensity runs out, if it runs out, I'm worried. A little. They're still good. But how long will the intensity hold up? That's my Sunday question. Obviously, we have the Marcus Floyd question. I was wondering if they would use him some in coverage. Well, we found that out for sure. Did not even think about the blitzing. And it turns out even the coaches didn't know he had this knack for blitzing. Floyd probably didn't know he had this knack for blitzing. He hadn't been asked to do it in the past, either here or elsewhere. Turns out we got something going good. The question is, will Floyd play all 11 positions on defense before he's through? He is the Swiss Army knife of Swiss Army knives, and he cuts sharp. So, now, just how many ways will they use Floyd? And of course, how are the offenses going to adapt? Texas Tech was caught by surprise. TCU will not be surprised by Floyd. It looks like Ben Cutter has passed Favaris on the linebacker depth chart. What does that mean for Favaris? I really expected him to be playing. He's not, except special teams, where he is very good. So I'm not sure what the deal is there. What is our depth? We've got Tyreek Austin Cave, who is injured. So we are really playing with 3 linebackers, one of whom is a redshirt freshman, and one of whom is a true freshman. They're good. They're playing great. But man, we are one turned ankle away from a problem. But I do think Favris could step up if he needed to. Hey, a quick break here. Just asking you, please subscribe, comment, click the thumbs up, and share with your friends. Back to the video. Why have we not seen James Hurd? I thought, a lot of other people thought, that we'd be seeing him on the rush downs, the third and long, that sort of thing. Thought he was going to be needed for this specialty to the degree that he would burn his red shirt. And I think the reason is named Bradley. He is good. He's legitimately Power 5 good. Turns out he had recognition in high school, got injured, slipped down on the interest charts for just about every team and ended up playing at a lower level. Has now worked his way back up. And this two-bandit set is giving teams fits. We've been hearing about speed on the team for several years. It's coming to fruition. And they are doing some interesting things with the defensive schemes. So, I still think they're going to come up with surprises. The two-bandit, set is not going to be a surprise now, but what else are they coming up with off of that? So, Hurd probably will redshirt unless we get injuries, but that's good. You want most of your true freshmen to redshirt if possible. Give them time. And Hurd does need time to improve his overall skills. Now, he's shown a knack for coverage. That's good. But he still needs experience. He still needs time with Mike Joseph and the nutrition program. So, I like this. Yeah. Oh, man. Receivers and backs. Will they find a rhythm? And that's the thing. It's not really ability, in my opinion. We know the backs are good. I believe the receivers are good. We know Preston Fox can catch. We've seen that. But the receivers aren't getting into a rhythm because we haven't passed a lot. We haven't passed a lot sometimes because we had Marchiol coming in unexpectedly and reduced the playbook. And then we had weather. And that made things suck rocks. And I think, the first interception caused things to be conservative for a while. And then once Marchiol was into the game, picked things up some more. But the receivers really haven't had a chance to get their heads into the game. And that means defenses are stacking the box, which means the runners aren't getting a lot of open space. They're not making guys miss when they do have the chance, but they're not getting a lot of open space to do things, and they're getting hit a lot. And not these open field tackles where they are maybe, cutting and ducking and dodging, knowing how to take the hit. They're running into 2 and 3 players and getting taken down hard. And that is hard on the backs. So that's playing mind games with them. If we average over 3.3 yards per run, that's a first down. And when people are stacking the box, that's all you need. That's a good running game under those circumstances. But doing that consistently is beyond hard. And it is hard on the backs and the line. We have to get the passing game going. Now, we are a couple of drops and a couple of, near misses away from doing that. Markio can do it. Green can do it. They haven't done it consistently yet, but they have the ability. So, is this the game we get the passing game into rhythm, which opens the running game so the backs can get into that full rhythm rather than just the knuckle down and grind mentality? And if you're not expecting to cut and run and get a big, shot downfield, it's less likely to happen when you're just focused on pushing through that first hit. It changes how you run. A note, Coach Brown said that there were a couple of players self-redshirting, basically meaning they're gone, they're entering the portal when the portal opens. With some reports at this point, it appears that may be Bram and Aaron. Bram, of course, got passed by Clement. Clement's shortcoming was his blocking. Well, against Texas Tech, he improved his blocking. He has been taking strides where Braham seemed to have hit a point and wasn't moving further. Not that he isn't good, but at this point, Clement has become better. Aaron, and dang it, I kept expecting Aaron to break loose. And Scott had pointed, I think it was Scott, maybe Marshall. No, it had to be Scott. Pointed out that he had to just trust his speed and beat the defense and stop trying to make all the cute moves. Well, evidently that wasn't happening. And on the last depth chart, WVU didn't even list a second inside receiver, which made it pretty clear that the opportunities were going to be fewer. Plus, Gallagher has, grown faster than expected. It was assumed that he would take longer to adapt to being a receiver. Now, he can't play a lot of plays, but Preston Fox gets most of the time in the slot. Gallagher is getting worked in, mostly given some screens in the end around. But dang, look how he ran on that end around. We were told he had toughness. Despite his size, tough. And we saw it. He ran, turned a 2-yard play into a 10-yard play. If he applies that to his blocking, we got a really good one. We knew we had a good one. But could Gallagher be better than we expected? He seems to be better sooner than we expected, even though, he's not playing a lot, but it's coming. Ray is, hey, we know he can pass. So, unfortunately, guys like Bram and Aaron got passed up by guys who developed faster. So they may be leaving and using a red shirt this year so they can play someplace next year. Aaron has multiple years left. Braham has to red shirt and maybe graduate to play. But it doesn't look like it was going to happen here. Of all the places to lose players, those are the two and the place that works best for WVU and best for the players. And I wish them the best. Things didn't work out, but it wasn't because they didn't try. And they got passed up. You know, wasn't necessarily expected, but it happened. It's good for WVU that we have these other players, younger players, who seem to be stepping up. And we have seen Clement get open time and again, even when the other team knows about him. And it's a Power 5 team. He got open against Texas Tech multiple times. He's got this knack. And I'm starting to think about a guy named Stedman Bailey. Now, I think Clement is faster than Bailey, although Bailey was faster than people seem to think when he came in. But mostly Bailey had this thing for getting open. He could get behind the defense no matter how many times the defense had seen him do it. He would suddenly appear behind the defense. Clement seems to have that same knack. So we can hope he has that same knack. We also have to hope that we get about a foot to 2 foot improvement on the passing. And then that offense is going to be very good. You got to understand, just because the offense isn't getting a lot of points or yards doesn't mean they're a long way from being good. They're about 3 to 5 10-plus yard completions from being really good. That's what it takes to force the defense back and open the run game. And the run game then opens the passing game, and you end up in the end zone. So we aren't that far from 30 points. It just looks like it if you look at the scoreboard. Now, a couple of notes, and I know I've kind of been rambling and chatting and not really asking questions. From Coach Leslie, the main thing with the defense is they're just playing better. It's the fundamentals. They're playing better. They've got experience in this system. Now, he did note late in the game, pad level went up, tackling quality went down, but they played through it. And man, that's the thing. They played through it. This team has a mental and physical toughness. As long as they can hold on to that, they are in every game. Will they win every game? That's a different thing. But they are in the game. I think West Virginia will win. Now, I lean towards thinking that every week. You may have noticed this. Penn State's the only team I didn't think we would win, but thought we could. And we could have it, you know. If the defense maintains that high edge, we hold TCU to we hold them under 30, definitely. I really think that. We hold them under 400 yards. I think they may try to pass more than they have, just because teams are still going to believe that's the weakness, and potentially it is. And I think the offense clicks better this week. So I'm going to say we score over 30, we hold TCU under 30, and that's a win. It may still end up being an ugly win. It may be a beautiful, well, all wins are beautiful in their own way, right? Yeah. But I think we have something special at the heart of this team. And you really should love a team with this kind of heart. It's something we did not have under Dana Holgerson. Like him, dislike him, say he won games, lost games, whatever, his teams did not have heart. Because he doesn't believe in it. He said, don't believe in all the rah-rah stuff. Well, by golly, the rah-rah stuff matters. Yeah. Think it's time to go watch damn Yankees and listen to them sing You Gotta Have Heart. So with that thought in mind, I'm finally going to shut up, let you go on with your day, and I'm going to look forward to this Saturday night and watching West Virginia beat TCU. And I may see you before the game, but if nothing else, I'll see you after the game, and it should be Sunday this time instead of Tuesday. So long. Enjoy the game.